Do you know what binary thinking is? When you think of the word binary, you may think of the ones and zeros that run in our computers, in our robots, and in our daily lives. But binary thinking is about humans. It's something that everyone here does every day. Binary thinking is thinking about everything in a 100% agree or 100% disagree way. There is no middle when you use binary thinking. There's only an agree or disagree. But this way of thinking is very popular because it provides certainty. That's what everyone wants to feel. Everyone wants to be certain that they're safe, that everyone agrees with them. It's also easy. Your brain doesn't have to try hard to just agree or disagree. It's a lot harder to figure out the middle ground. A binary thinker would only see one of the two sides of a coin. It would see the head side or the tails side. But a non-binary thinker would be able to see the whole coin, both of its sides, and appreciate it for what it is. The main problem with this whole situation is that binary thinking is getting taught to children. Think of the last time you read a children's book where the bad guys won, or where you figured out why they did what they did, not just because they were evil. When you're small, you think that teachers are always right. You think that whatever you're told, you just have to go do it. And this is just really thinking about binary. Local news often also has binary thinking in it. Usually, the country showing the news changes it to their perspective. They usually say, oh, this country attacked me, but that country might have a totally different standpoint. Today, I'll say a few stories about how binary thinking affected my life and how it will affect yours. This summer, I was unable to travel to my home country, Uzbekistan, because of COVID-19. And to be honest, there was no electricity at our house, so in an effort to make our summer interesting, our father signed us up to a sports camp. And so in this camp, I signed up to 3 sports: badminton, tennis, and basketball. I signed up to 3 sports because I had to. If I could, I'd only sign up to 1 sport, basketball. Not because I love it, but because that year, my goal was to become better at it. And so, everything was going as planned. I started going to camp and improving my skills. But only halfway through the summer, I realized that I wasn't improving my skills. I was put into a group that was worse than me. And so I decided to change my group. I thought I was the best in my group. I was always getting chosen first, and I was that guy who everyone wanted on their team. So I asked to be changed, and I changed groups to the harder group. And this was a big blow, because I was getting chosen last for teams. I would rarely get passes in the beginning. Of course, this changed. I started to find friends in this new group and improve, and I am now miles ahead of where I was at the time. Usually, I had to think about how I had to think about how I would leave my friends behind and how I would have to leave behind the fact that I was being the best player on that team. Last year, I used to have a friend who didn't try in math and Arabic. I would ask them why very often, and they had a very simple answer. They thought they wouldn't use it in their future life, and I thought that was fine, until I figured out that it's 154 hours of your life a year. It's 9,240 minutes and 19 playbacks of all Squid Game episodes. It's a long time to waste just because you think they're not going to use it. When I was young, I used to be obsessed with Lego. I couldn't get enough of it. And the problem with this was I only got Lego twice a year, on my birthday and on New Year's. And so, one day, I had a genius plan. I would go get my savings and buy some Lego myself. And so, the next day, I did just that. And in a way, I was happy. I had gotten what I wanted. But now, thinking back, I feel like I could have done something else with that money. Instead of just having it for pleasure for 1 or 2 days. I could have donated it, or I could have saved it up for something more practical. Usually, I would have told these stories in a different way. But if anyone noticed here, I told how in each story there was a good side and there was a bad side. I talked about both sides of the story, and basically, if I would have used non-binary thinking, my stories would have gone something like, oh, there was this one time, I liked Lego and so I bought some. And it would just make life harder. And so why is binary thinking so important? Usually, in arguments, you won't be able to get only what you want. You'll have to find a sort of compromise between what you want and what they want. And so, usually, I'm asked this a lot, and how do you fight binary thinking when you see it? For example, if someone walks up to you, or if you're in a group project with someone, and they just start pushing on you with binary thinking. And so, I use this one a lot. It's one perspective we didn't cover is X. So, earlier in my talk, I talked about how books for children are usually tailored to good guys winning and bad guys being just evil. Well, in 8th grade, our English program covers the book Outsiders. And the reason why this book is so impactful is because it covers both sides of the story. At the beginning and at the end, it doesn't show that one side was right and the other side was evil just because. It shows that one side did what they did because they feel like it. There was a reason for everything everyone did in that story. It wasn't all planned out and it was realistic. This is the same reason why more and more people are dropping television news to switch over to online news. And so, online news has an advantage. It isn't written by a certain government, and it has both sides of the story in it. And so, I hope everyone here starts thinking with non-binary thinking. I hope everyone here stops agreeing with everything and disagreeing with everything. Stop thinking about everything in black and white. Go to the gray. Thank you.